The day you realized life is moving faster than you think. What if I told you that the biggest danger to your future success is not poverty, not competition, not even intelligence? It is something much quieter, something you cannot see, something that slowly decides whether you will become wealthy or just comfortably average. Right now, somewhere in the world, a 24-year-old is starting a business from a small bedroom apartment. A 23-year-old is learning a skill that will pay them for the next 30 years. And another 24-year-old is still waiting for the perfect moment to start. Here is the truth nobody tells you when you are young. There is no perfect moment. There is only momentum. And momentum begins with uncomfortable action. If you are under 25, this video might change how you see your entire life strategy. Because today we are not just talking about success. We are talking about survival in the modern economic world, about psychology, about money, about why some people explode forward while others stay stuck watching life happen to them. You see, the world is not short on opportunities. The world is short on people willing to think long term. Most people spend their 20s chasing quick happiness. The successful ones spend their 20s building future freedom. So ask yourself one question while watching this video. Are you building a life you want, or just avoiding a life you are afraid of? Stay with me, because what you are about to hear is not motivational hype. It is strategic life intelligence, and it starts now. You are not late. You are in your training era. Success is a long game. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine you are 22. You just graduated. You open your phone, and everyone else is winning. Someone just posted their first six-figure remote job. Someone else just started a business that looks like it exploded overnight. And somewhere in your mind, a quiet voice starts speaking. Not loudly, just slowly. Maybe I'm behind. Now open your eyes, because that feeling, that is not failure. That is modern psychology at work. The world you entered after 2020 is not the world your parents grew up in. Success is no longer about survival. It is about attention, speed, and leverage. And the biggest trap for people under 25? They believe success is supposed to happen fast, but real wealth is usually built in silence, in long nights, in invisible progress. You see, most young people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they misunderstand time. Time is not just passing. Time is compounding, and compounding is where the rich separate from the rest. If you invest $1,000 today with a 10% return annually, you won't feel rich tomorrow. But in 20 years, you will understand patience better than motivation. Now here is the psychological trap nobody talks about. Young people today are not competing against their classmates. They are competing against algorithms. Algorithms that reward confidence, not accuracy. Algorithms that reward consistency, not perfection. And this is where most young dreamers collapse mentally, because they wait for confidence before they start. But confidence is not the starting point. Confidence is the byproduct of repetition. Think of success like learning a language. You don't become fluent by studying grammar books. You become fluent by speaking badly, again and again, until you stop caring about sounding perfect. And this is exactly how wealth is built. Messy first, structured later, profitable much later. Now let me introduce a pattern that will repeat throughout this documentary. There are three psychological enemies of people under 25. Fear of missing out, fear of looking stupid, and fear of starting too late. But the truth? You are not late. You are statistically early, because most people never even start. On-screen text. You are not behind. You are early. Compounding is silent wealth. Because here is something important you need to understand. This video is not about motivation. It is about strategy. And strategy always beats emotion in the long game. Most people watch content like this, feel inspired, and then return to their old habits tomorrow morning. But the small decisions you make after watching something like this are more powerful than the inspiration itself. If you are under 25, you are standing at the most important decision-making window of your life. Not because you must become rich quickly, but because the habits you build right now will silently design your future freedom. It is not talent alone. The world is moving faster than ever before when nobody's watching. It is learning skills when your friends are relaxing. It is building something for your future self instead of chasing validation today. Now before we move to the next section, I want you to stay with me for the full video, because what comes next will break down psychological and financial strategies most people only learn after losing years of their life. If you are finding value in this video so far, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the rest of this documentary. More importantly, drop a comment below and tell me one skill you are currently trying to master. Because sometimes commitment starts when you publicly declare your direction. Let's move deeper. On-screen text. Watch until the end. Your future is built in daily habits. Like, subscribe, comment, the Jack Ma philosophy of risk. The courage economy. Let's talk about risk, not reckless risk. Calculated risk. There is a difference. Most young people think entrepreneurs are gamblers. They are not. They are pattern readers. They look for opportunities where fear is high and competition is low. Think about early internet businesses. People laughed at online shopping. They said it would never replace physical stores. Those who studied behavior patterns understood something simple. Convenience always defeats tradition. Now imagine being in your 20s. You don't need to start a global empire. You need to start a micro advantage. Maybe you learn one high-income skill. Maybe you build one digital asset. Maybe you build one audience. Success is not about scaling fast. It is about building something that grows without you constantly pushing it. This is called leverage. Leverage is when your time stops being directly tied to money. Doctors trade time for money. Writers sell ideas that can be sold repeatedly. Software developers sell automated logic. The richest people in modern economies are not necessarily the smartest. They are the most leveraged. Now here is something psychologically uncomfortable. Young people want certainty. Wealth rewards ambiguity tolerance, the ability to move forward even when the outcome is unclear. If you wait for perfect certainty, you will never start, because life is statistically uncertain. Successful people don't eliminate uncertainty. They manage it. They diversify it. They turn risk into probability games. On-screen text. Risk is not danger, risk is information. Leverage beats hard work alone. Why most people stay poor emotionally. Money problems are rarely math problems. They are emotional problems disguised as financial problems. Look at spending behavior. People don't buy products. They buy identity. Luxury cars are not transportation. They are social signaling devices. Fashion is not clothing. It is communication. Social media amplified this behavior by 10x. Young people now compare their behind the scenes with other people's highlight reels, which creates artificial dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction is powerful, but only when directed into productivity, not consumption. The wealthiest individuals do not spend money to feel rich. They delay spending to stay liquid. Liquidity is freedom. Freedom is options. Options are power. If you're under 25, your biggest financial advantage is not income. It is low obligation lifestyle. No kids. Low debt. Flexible mobility. That is the most powerful wealth weapon you have. Freedom is status. Buy assets, not validation. The 10,000-hour myth nobody explains. You have probably heard of the 10,000-hour rule. The rule was misunderstood. It is not about time spent. It is about deliberate practice. Deliberate practice means you focus on skills slightly above your current level. You receive feedback. You adjust. You repeat. Now here is brutal truth. The market does not pay effort. The market pays scarcity. If 10 million people can do what you do, you are replaceable. If only 10,000 people can do what you do, you have leverage. The best strategy for people under 25 is not to become generalists. It is to become specialized generalists. Someone who understands multiple domains masters one high-value niche. Marketing plus psychology, coding plus business, finance plus data. Specialize first, expand later. Rich people do not work for money. They build systems that produce money. Investments, businesses, digital content, automation tools. The biggest shift in modern economy is creator economy wealth. A single viral idea can generate passive revenue. Consistency matters more than virality. Think of content like fishing. You don't catch fish by throwing one perfect bait. You catch fish by casting repeatedly. Consistency is the new talent. The long game philosophy. You are not running a sprint. Your 20s are not about being rich. They are about becoming difficult to replace. Your 30s will be about monetizing that difficulty. Your 40s will be about multiplying it. Most people chase short-term happiness. Happiness without progress becomes emptiness. Progress without happiness becomes burnout. Balance is required. Build skills. Build discipline. Build patience. Play the long game. You are not too late. You are not too early. You are exactly where your decisions placed you. The world does not reward the fastest. It rewards the most consistent. If you are under 25, your biggest investment is not stocks, not crypto, not real estate. It is your skills, your habits, your mindset. Because money follows value, and value follows discipline. Remember this. Rich people think in decades, poor people think in months. If this message changed how you see success, subscribe. Leave a comment about what you are building in your life right now. Because sometimes the first step towards success is simply deciding that you are not quitting on yourself.